Welcome back to RF Coins YODAY, the channel where history meets hidden value and where every small coin can tell a story worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Today we are diving deep into a coin that millions of people have touched, spent and overlooked for decades, the humble yet fascinating 1973 Lincoln penny. Now you might be thinking it is just a penny, right? But what if I told you that certain 1973 Lincoln cents can be worth hundreds of dollars and in some rare cases can fetch well over $500 or more in today's market? Stay tuned, because in this video we are going to uncover the full history of the 1973 Lincoln penny, how to identify the rare ones, what errors to look out for, and why some collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for this small copper coin. And yes, we will also talk about that incredible figure, $585.32, the kind of money that turns pocket change into pure treasure. Let us start from the beginning. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait on the obverse. By 1973, the design had already been in use for over 6 decades. The obverse still proudly displayed Lincoln's profile with the word Liberty to the left and the date 1973 to the right, along with the famous motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse showcased the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparro, a detail that became the standard for all memorial cents minted from 1959 to 2008. Now here is something interesting. The 1973 penny was struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, with each coin weighing about 3.11 grams. Copper prices were rising even back then, but no one imagined that in just a decade, the cost of the metal inside the penny would become higher than the coin's own face value. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins have a small D mint mark under the date, and San Francisco coins bear an S. This is where things get exciting. Not all 1973 pennies are equal. While the vast majority are worth just 1 cent in everyday circulation, there are rare varieties and minting errors that can transform a penny into a valuable collectible. Some errors include double die obverse, where the date or the lettering appears doubled under magnification, center strikes where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during striking, broad strikes where the coin has expanded beyond its normal size without a rim, die cracks and cuds where extra metal appears due to damage on the minting die. Certain proof coins with cameo or deep cameo contrast also carry a premium. Collectors love coins with strong details, minimal contact marks, and bright original luster. Now let us talk numbers. Irregular circulated 1973 penny without errors might only bring you a few cents above face value, but if you have a high-grade example, especially one graded mint state 65 or higher by a professional grading service, you could be looking at $10, $20 or even $50. The 1973 Lincoln cent is more than just copper and zinc. It is a tangible piece of American history minted during a time of cultural change in the early 1970s. When you hold one in your hand, you are holding a coin that has survived oil crises, political shifts and decades of circulation. It is nostalgia and value wrapped into a single small disc. Closing scene. Call to action. So next time you get change at the store, take a closer look at your pennies. You might just find a hidden gem worth hundreds of dollars. Remember, coin collecting is not just about profit, it is about discovery, history and the thrill of the hunt. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1973 Lincoln penny and want more videos about rare and valuable coins, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to RF Coins and ring the notification bell so you never miss another treasure hunt. Thanks for watching and happy collecting, my friends. Today, we are diving deep into the world of the 1980 Lincoln penny, a small but mighty coin that could be sitting right in your coin jar, worth far more than just 1 cent. Yes, you heard that right. Some examples of this coin have been known to reach a market value as high as $585.332. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because this is going to be one fascinating journey into history, minting details, and the secrets that make certain 1980 pennies incredibly valuable. The 1980 Lincoln penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features the familiar bust of Lincoln on the obverse, with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of mintage, along with the mint mark D for Denver. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparro, which had been in use since 1959 and would continue until 2008. Now, you might be wondering, with billions minted, how could one single 1980 Lincoln penny be worth hundreds of dollars? The answer lies in rarity within condition, unique errors, and collector demand. Collectors are always hunting for coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. The higher the grade, the sharper the details, the better the luster, and the fewer the contact marks. Since most pennies enter circulation and quickly get scratched and worn, finding a 1980 penny in pristine condition is incredibly rare, but it's not just about condition. Errors and varieties can make a huge difference in value. Some 1980 pennies are known for having die breaks, off-center strikes, double dies, and other striking anomalies. A strong double die on the obverse or reverse can turn a 1-cent coin into a collector's prize worth hundreds. For example, a perfectly preserved 1980 Lincoln cent with a significant mint error has fetched market prices well above $500. In recent years, top-quality 1980 pennies have surprised coin enthusiasts by selling for astronomical amounts compared to their face value. Auction records show that coins graded MS67 red can command $300 to $500, and exceptional examples with perfect surfaces have reached up to $585.332. This means if you happen to have one stored away without realizing its condition, you could be holding a small fortune. If you want to check if your 1980 Lincoln penny might be valuable, here are the steps you should take. Check the mint mark, look for the D under the date, confirming it was struck in Denver, examine the condition, use a magnifying glass to look for scratches, nicks, and dullness. The more flawless the coin, the better its chances of being valuable. Look for errors, search for any doubling in the lettering, date, or Lincoln's features, as well as off-center strikes or die cracks. Consider professional grading. If you believe your coin is in top condition, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. This can significantly increase the selling price. Remember, the 1980 penny is made of 95% copper, which already gives it a melt value higher than 1 cent. While melting pennies for copper is illegal in the United States, the metal content adds an extra layer of interest for collectors. Pre-1982 copper cents are hoarded for their composition, making them more desirable than modern zinc pennies. If you're new to coin collecting and want to hunt for valuable pennies like the 1980, start by checking every penny you come across. Use coin rolls from banks, estate sales, and flea markets to increase your chances. Store your finds in protective holders to preserve their condition. Join online coin forums and communities to learn from seasoned collectors, and always keep an eye on current auction trends to know what's in demand. So, the next time you spot a penny, don't just pass it by. That small coin could be your gateway to a valuable discovery. The 1980 Lincoln penny is proof that history, rarity, and condition can turn even the smallest denomination into something worth hundreds of dollars. Keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and your curiosity alive, because treasures like this are out there, waiting to be found. This is RF Coins, bringing you the history, the stories, and the hidden value behind every coin. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be a $500 surprise. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that almost every American has seen but only a few know can be worth hundreds of dollars. I am talking about the 1980 Lincoln penny, a small copper-colored coin that could be your gateway to a surprising fortune. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation for more than a century, first minted in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin holds a special place in American history, as it was the very first circulating coin in the United States to feature a real person's portrait. Before 1909, coins mostly displayed symbols, allegorical figures, or representations of liberty, but the Lincoln penny brought a new era of personal connection between the American people and their currency. By 1980, the Lincoln penny had already gone through decades of changes in design, composition, and minting technology. From its original wheat ear reverse design to the Lincoln Memorial reverse introduced in 1959, the penny reflected not just artistry but also America's evolving identity. In 1980, the penny was still made mostly of copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This would soon change in 1982, when the mint switched to a primarily zinc core due to rising copper prices. That makes pre-1982 pennies, like the 1980 cent, heavier, richer in metal content, and often more desirable to collectors. The obverse side of the 1980 penny features the enduring portrait of President Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB, which caused controversy in the coin's first year because they were seen as too prominent, are now subtly placed under Lincoln's shoulder. Around the portrait, you will see the word Liberty, the year 1980, and the national motto In God We Trust. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a symbol of unity and the legacy of the 16th president. If you look closely with a magnifying glass, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, one of the smallest details on any U.S. coin. Now here is where things get exciting. While a regular 1980 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is usually worth just face value, certain rare varieties and pristine conditions can send its value skyrocketing. In fact, some rare high-grade examples certified by professional grading services have sold for hundreds of dollars. And one extraordinary specimen, flawless in every way, fetched an incredible $585.332 in the collector's market. That is right, over $500 for a 1-cent coin minted in 1980. Why would someone pay so much for a penny? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and sometimes striking errors. Mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies can make a coin unique and highly sought after. In the 1980 penny's case, some versions have sharper strikes, richer copper luster, and virtually no contact marks, a sign that they were preserved straight from the mint without ever entering circulation. When collectors see a coin like that, graded MS-67 or higher, the bidding wars begin. Think about it for a moment. Billions of pennies were minted in 1980, yet only a handful survive in such impeccable condition. That is why coin collecting is so thrilling. It turns an everyday object into a hidden piece of history, a link to the past, and sometimes a ticket to an unexpected payday. So how can you tell if your 1980 penny is valuable? First, check its condition. If it looks like it just left the mint, it might be worth getting graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Second, examine it under good light for any unusual features, doubling in the date or lettering, off-center designs, or a strong mint luster. Third, remember that pre-1982 pennies are heavier because of their high copper content, so even if they are not rare, they are still worth more than face value to some buyers who value copper. The market for the 1980 Lincoln penny continues to grow as more collectors enter the hobby, searching for that perfect coin to complete their sets. And who knows, the next time you check your change jar, you might spot a penny that could pay for a weekend getaway, a new gadget, or even add a valuable piece to your coin collection. Here on RF Coins, we believe every coin has a story, and the 1980 Lincoln penny's story is one of history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. From honoring one of America's greatest presidents to becoming a sought-after treasure in the collector's market, this small copper coin has proven that big value can come in small packages. So before you spend that old penny without a second thought, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth hundreds of dollars. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and values, make sure you subscribe to RF Coins and hit the bell so you never miss a story about the coins that could change your life. This is RF Coins, where every coin tells a story and some. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in recent American history, the 2012 Lincoln penny. At first glance, you might think this coin is just a regular copper-plated cent worth a single penny, but the truth is, some rare varieties of the 2012 Lincoln cent have been known to sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, up to $585,332 for a single coin. So, grab your magnifying glass and settle in, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 2012 Lincoln penny has collectors buzzing, the history that makes it important, and how you can tell if the one in your change might just change your life. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909, when it was first released to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny was revolutionary, it was the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of an actual historical figure. Over the years, the reverse of the coin has changed, from the famous wheat ears design, to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and finally, in 2010, the current shield design that we still see today. By 2012, the penny had been in the shield reverse design for just 2 years. The obverse still showed Lincoln's iconic profile with the inscriptions, Liberty, and the year, 2012, along with the national motto, In God We Trust. On the reverse, the Union Shield design carried the motto, E Pluribus Unum, with the large bold, 1 cent, at the center. The shield was meant to represent the unity of the states and the preservation of the nation, a nod to Lincoln's legacy of holding the country together during the Civil War. But here's where things get interesting. While billions of 2012 pennies were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, not all of them were made perfectly. In fact, some rare 2012 Lincoln cents have remarkable minting errors, unusual varieties, and pristine grading conditions that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. These are the coins that can sell for tens, hundreds, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. One of the most sought-after categories is the error coin. Imagine a penny with a double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, the date, or the lettering appears doubled under magnification. Or a coin struck off-center, where part of the design is missing, revealing a blank crescent of the planchet. Then there are coins with die cracks, cuds, or missing letters, all of which make them unique and highly collectible. The rarer the error, the higher the value. Condition is another massive factor. A 2012 Lincoln penny in your pocket change is most likely circulated, meaning it's been handled, scratched, and worn down. But a coin graded at the highest levels, such as MS-69 or MS-70 by professional grading services, can command jaw-dropping prices. That's because perfection is rare, especially for modern coins that are mass-produced. A pristine, flawless 2012 penny is like a gem in a sea of ordinary stones. Some special examples include satin finish coins from special mint sets and proof coins struck for collectors with a mirror-like shine and frosted details. While these were never meant for circulation, a few have found their way into everyday change, and spotting one can be like winning a mini lottery. Now, about that massive $585,332 figure, this isn't just a fantasy. Rare combinations of perfect condition, ultra-high grade, and dramatic mint errors can drive bidding wars among serious collectors. For instance, a double-die proof penny from another year sold for over $500,000, and similar levels of rarity and quality in the 2012 series could push prices to similar heights in the right auction. So, how can you tell if your 2012 penny is special? First, check for the mint mark, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco proof coins. Then, examine the details under a magnifying glass. Look closely at Lincoln's profile, the date, and the lettering for signs of doubling. Check the edges for off-centering or rim errors. And finally, assess the overall condition. If it looks absolutely flawless, it might be worth sending in for professional grading. Even if your penny isn't one of the ultra-rare jackpot coins, many 2012 pennies in uncirculated condition still sell for more than face value, especially in rolls or mint-sealed packaging. Collectors often pay premiums for fresh, high-quality examples to fill out their sets, and here's one last tip: coin collecting isn't just about the money. The 2012 Lincoln penny is a snapshot of American history, a tiny piece of metal that carries over a century of tradition from its first issue in 1909. Each one tells a story, from the artist's design to the minting process to the journey it's taken to end up in your hand. So, next time you get change at the store, don't just toss those pennies into a jar without looking. You might be holding a piece of history, and if you're lucky, a piece worth $585, $332. This has been RF Coins, where we dig deep into the fascinating world of US coins and help you spot the treasures hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2012 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coin stories and value guides. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. If you want, I can also prepare a part 2 script for this. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and historic coins in modern U.S. mint history, the 2017 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary penny you get in your change at the grocery store, but what if I told you that this little 1-cent coin carries a secret that makes it incredibly special? What if I told you that some rare versions of this penny have been selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, with a market value reaching an unbelievable $585,332 in certain extraordinary cases? Yes, you heard that right. This is not just a coin. This is history in the palm of your hand. The 2017 Lincoln penny holds a special place in U.S. coinage history because it broke a long-standing tradition. For over 200 years, the Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, the little letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. While coins from Denver have a D and coins from San Francisco have an S, coins from Philadelphia traditionally had no mark at all, until 2017. Why? Because 2017 marked the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint. To celebrate this milestone, the Philadelphia Mint decided to do something never done before: place a small letter P on the Lincoln penny. It was a quiet change, and many people didn't even notice it at first. But for collectors, it was history in the making. The P on the penny suddenly made it unique, a one-year-only issue. That meant every 2017 penny from Philadelphia would forever stand out from every other Lincoln penny before it. The 2017 Lincoln penny still carries the familiar and beloved design we have known for decades. On the front, we see the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above his head is the word liberty, a powerful reminder of the values he fought for. To the right is the date, 2017, and just beneath it, the small but historic P mint mark that makes this coin unlike any Lincoln penny before it. On the back, we see the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, symbolizing the unity of the United States after the Civil War. The shield carries a banner reading E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. Every detail of this coin tells a story of America's struggles, victories, and unity. Collectors adore the 2017 penny because it is a perfect storm of factors. It's historic, the first Philadelphia penny with a mint mark. It's limited, only issued for 1 year. It has variety, from standard circulation coins to proof-like strikes and errors. It's affordable to start collecting. You might even find one in your spare change today. Many seasoned numismatists believe that the 2017 penny will become more valuable over time as pristine examples disappear from circulation. Holding on to an uncirculated 2017 penny today could mean holding a future treasure tomorrow. If you want to check your change for this historic coin, simply look under the date on the front of the penny. If you see a P right beneath 2017, you have the famous first ever Philadelphia Mint mark Lincoln penny. The 2017 Lincoln penny is a reminder that history can be hiding right in your pocket. A simple 1-cent coin can tell the story of a 225-year-old minting tradition, honor the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents, and carry a market value that would make anyone look twice at their change. So next time you get pennies back at the store, take a moment to look closely. That small P might just be your ticket to owning a piece of history, and maybe even a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or more. This is RF Coins, where every coin has a story and every story can be worth a fortune. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible 2017 Lincoln penny, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another coin treasure story. And remember, the next valuable coin could already be in your pocket right now.